Greetings, everybody. I'm Greg Austin with A Better Official. Today we are looking at study guide questions. California has a study guide of 215 rules questions. We do have some California rules exceptions. If we have a play in which that's the case, I will try to identify it for our national viewers who don't have those exceptions. But let's get started today with our first question. Question 73. Which of the following is true when A1 commits a player control foul against B2 in Team A's backcourt? B2 shall receive free throws if Team B is in the bonus. Team B shall be awarded a throw-in at the out-of-bounds spot nearest to where the foul occurred. Team B shall be awarded a throw-in at one of the 4 designated spots in its front court. Again, California, these study guide questions are very closely related to bringing in collegiate rules. It's common, right? 4 spots is something that is at the NCAA level, not at high school. Obviously, if we have a player control foul, we are not shooting free throws. Our correct answer here would be B. They are awarded a throw-in spot at the out-of-bounds spot nearest to where the foul occurred. All right, easy peasy to get started. We like easy questions. All right, let's take a look at question 74. While A1 is dribbling near the 28-foot mark outside the three-point line, B3 is guilty of a holding foul for impeding the movement of a cutting A3 near the free throw lane line opposite to where A1 is dribbling. Where is the ensuing throw-in? Hey, a lot of words there. Nearest to the spot where A1 was dribbling along the sidelines, on the end line nearest, and on the side of the court where A1 was dribbling. Let's just cut to the chase. It's going to be at the spot nearest the foul, right? In that National Federation of High School rules, the spot nearest the foul for a common foul in this instance. So it would be at the spot nearest to where the cutting A3 was when they were fouled. So I'm going to say, I don't even know the correct answer here. You're going to have to sort that out by reading the words. But obviously it's near the spot of the foul. If you could sort out from the original text in the question exactly where the player was, you're golden. Let's move on to 75. Which of the following are true of a kicked ball violation near the end line? A, results in a throw-in anywhere along the end line if it occurs on a throw-in that follows a successful try for goal. That is a true statement. B, results in a designated spot throw-in if it occurs on the throw-in that follows an awarded goal. That is a true statement. Results in a designated spot throw-in if it occurs on the throw-in that follows a successful try for goal. How is that different from A? Okay. All right. So if we have a kicked ball near the end line. Oh, okay. And there is a successful goal. Either a successful goal or an awarded goal, right? Awarded goal would be on basket interference or goaltending by the defense. We would award a goal. We would have a resulting throw-in, and that throw-in would be a non-designated spot throw-in that allows the team to move along the end line. I think that's what the question is getting at here, and I believe our correct answer would be all of the above. No. Results in a designated spot throw-in if it occurs on the throw-in that follows a successful try for goal. No, that is not a true statement. Oh, I see. Those are both designated spot. So our correct answer is A. Woo! Coffee in the morning. Results in a throw-in anywhere along the end line if it occurs on the throw-in that follows a successful try for goal. If the ball is kicked during a non-designated spot throw-in, which would be after a goal or after was either scored or awarded, the kicking violation does not affect the team's ability to move, and as in a non-designated spot throw-in. Normally, a kicking violation results in a designated spot after a scored or made goal or awarded goal. That would not be the case. Whew. Correct answer is A. That was a good one. A lot of words early in the morning here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. Let's move on to question number 76. While A1's try is in flight, Team A's head coach is assessed a technical foul for yelling at an official. All of the following are true except which? Which of these is not true? A1's try shall count if successful. Try is in flight, penalty is assessed, or a call is made. No team control. That ball, the result of that try will count. That's a true statement. Any Team B player shall attempt 2 free throws. Well, any Team B player or eligible substitute would be eligible to shoot the free throws. After the free throws, play resumes at the point of interruption. Right? Technical foul, National Federation of High School Basketball rules. 2 free throws to the offended team by any player. There are 5 of those. Or eligible substitute. There may be many of those on the bench. And then the ball awarded for a division line throw-in opposite the table. So I'd say the one that is not true is C. After the free throw, play resumes at the point of interruption. That's an older collegiate rule on the women's side. Anyway. All right, moving on. Question 77. These guarding contact principles dictate the legality of the various situations. Let's see what this brings about. A player must remain in a set position when attempting to take a charge. Well, everybody knows that's true. Everybody knows that's true. Gotta be set. All right, what's our question asking here? B, after obtaining an initial legal position, the guard must continue to face the opponent to maintain legal position. That is not a true statement. C, extending an arm, shoulder, hip, or leg in the path of an opponent is not considered legal if contact occurs with that opponent. That is a true statement. Both feet must always remain on the floor in order to take a charge after obtaining legal guarding position. So we have 3 incorrect statements. A, B, and D are all incorrect statements. C is our correct statement. I assume that's the result of the question, is C on 77. And we're moving to 78. Which of the following is true of pregame dunking? Oh, too many words. When the ball is dead, including warm-ups, timeouts, and intermission, and a team member dunks, stuffs, drives, forces, pushes, or attempts to force the ball through the basket with the hands, a technical foul shall result. B, the officials shall sound their whistle upon entering the court for the pregame to inform the players dunking is no longer allowed. That may be a practice. I don't believe that's prescribed by the officials' manual. Both teams should be warned for their first occurrence of dunking, and then a technical foul shall result on any of the following dunks or all of the above. Well, obviously B, C, and D are incorrect. Our correct answer is A, and a technical foul shall result. It's very important that we understand what kind of technical foul results for a pregame dunk. This is a player technical foul on the offending player, who at that point is actually not a player. They are a team member. So what would this be? It would be a bench technical foul. At this point of the game, these individuals warming up are not players. They are considered bench personnel by rule. So this is a bench technical on that individual player. And of course, a bench technical results in an indirect technical on the head coach. The coach would then lose their privilege to stand and coach their team during the game. All right, 79, let's go. I like the pace we have going this morning. During the dead ball period that follows a traveling violation by B1, B2 taunts A1, followed by A3 taunting B2. Which of the following is true? So during a dead ball, we've got taunting and taunting. A, B2 and A3 are charged with a double technical foul. B, both teams shall shoot free throws. C, A1 and B2 shall shoot the free throws. D, the fouls are of equal gravity. Again, this is collegiate term being brought in. So it's not D. The question is this a double technical foul, or are they two separate technical fouls? If it's a double, anytime we have double, no free throws will be attempted, and we will resume at the point of interruption. If there were two separate events, we would penalize each in the order they occurred. Let's see. I think by rule, we have a technical foul on B2, and then we have a technical foul by A2. We would shoot two free throws by team B, and then two free throws by team A, and team A would be awarded the ball at the division line opposite the table. These are not, yes. I could be wrong. You may want to handle it differently, but I believe by rule that would be our correct answer. So the answer I would put when I took this study guide would be B. I'd be interested to see if anybody has a different opinion. You can come to me on the floor, partner. No. All right, but that's what I'm going with on this one. Let's go question number 80. A1 has a throw in along the end line. A1 throws along the end line. This would assume after a goal. A1 throws the ball inbounds, but no player touches the ball. A1 runs after the ball and is the first to touch it near the division line. What is the result? This is a great question. A, throw-in violation by A1, end line throw-in for team B. B, no violation, play shall resume uninterrupted. C, team B receives a throw-in nearest to the spot where A1 touched the ball at the division line. Or D, none of the above. Right? Well, this is a violation. This player cannot be the first to touch, right? And they touched the ball near the division line. So our brain says logically, well, that's where the violation occurred. But if we know what kind of violation has occurred, well, you can't do that. That's illegal. But what kind of violation is it? It's a throw-in violation. Throw-in violation, the result of a throw-in violation is that we are going to resume play with a throw-in to the opponent at the original spot of the throw-in. So A would be our correct answer here. Throw-in violation by A1, end line throw-in for team B. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 81. During a jump ball, A1 and B1 each tap the ball twice, and then B1 catches the ball before it touches the floor or another player. A, violation on B1, set the possession arrow to Team B's basket after the ball is at the disposal of Team A for the subsequent throw-in. B, if the official has whistled this as a violation, it should be ruled an inadvertent whistle. C, violation on B1, set the possession arrow to Team A after the throw-in by Team A. That's not when we set the possession arrow. D, there is no violation and the ball shall remain live. Right, so is this a violation? What are the restrictions on jumpers during a jump ball? They must touch the ball no more than twice, and they cannot catch the ball. So in this instance, when they had each tapped it twice and then the player caught the ball, they had committed two infractions at the same time. One is touching the ball a third time. The other is catching a ball. The jumper may not catch the ball. So we do have a violation. And we are going to will award the ball to Team A for a throw-in. And when the ball is at their disposal, we would set the possession arrow to Team Set the possession arrow to Team B's basket after the ball is at the disposal. Yes, A is our correct answer. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, awesome. All right, one more question before we go to the chat. 82, while A1's try is in flight, A2 and B2 are called for a double foul. All of the following are true except which? A, if A1's try is successful, it shall count. Yes, that is a true statement. Regardless whether A1's try is successful or not, play is resumed with an alternating possession throw-in. That is not a true statement. No free throws shall be shot. Is C, and D, the throw-in shall be on the end line. Oh, we would assume so. All right. When a double foul occurs, the penalty for a double foul, no free throws. Resume at the point of interruption. If this double foul occurred while a try was in flight, that double foul does not cause the ball to become dead. The result of the try will count. If the ball goes in, we will score the goal, and our point of interruption is a throw-in, a non-designated spot throw-in along the end line for the opponent. If the try is unsuccessful, we will, since there was no team control when this occurred, how are we going to resume the game? Alternating possession throw-in. In that instance, it would also be on the end line. So the one that is incorrect here is B. Regardless whether A1's try is successful or not, play is resumed with an alternating possession arrow, a possession throw-in. If the try is successful, our point of interruption becomes successful goal, ball awarded to the opponent for a non-designated spot. End line, throw-in. And with that, we will go to the chat, see what's going on. Oh boy, let's take a look. Jack Nelson is in the house. Yeah, so we don't do that. Here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, in the two associations that I belong to, high school associations, we do not take the NFHS test, which I know many, many of you do. We take a test that's related to the study guide questions. Los Santon in the house. So what's the part one, part two? I don't understand exactly how that works. Is it two separate tests, or you have to do part one and part two? I don't know. Fill me in. Let me know. I should know that. I apologize that I don't. Gary Mouton from Humble, Texas in the house. Good to see you, Gary. Mike Goodwin from what? Give us the weather report, Mike. What is the temperature in Alaska? Les O'Connor says Chicagoland, too. Got to be able to golf. Actually, I haven't golfed in years. All right. Good to have you on, Randy. The Chicago contingent is in the house. Darwin Sonata from the great state of Michigan, the Wolverine State. Reg Louie from the Bay Area, coming in from East Bay member, Bob Marshall. Good to see you, Bob. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, well, so of course, when we're taking test questions, we have to recognize the fact, like I could sit here and yammer on and I've just completely misunderstood the question. Obviously, reading comprehension comes into play. And when it comes to testing of basketball officials, some people have excellent reading comprehension. Other officials may just not, that, maybe there's dyslexia involved or, character recognition or what have you. I mean, it's obviously a thing. They could see a play on a court and say, no, the correct adjudication is this, right? They know that. But parsing words and sourcing, etc., is always a challenge. But it's the method that we have to do testing, right? It's the best method available. But it can be, Jason, challenging at times. Thomas Hennian from Virginia, great to see you. Aaron Chambers Awesome. How can you... Jacob says, I'm pretty sure pregame dunk is actually a direct technical on whom, right? Who dunked the ball? The bench personnel team member dunked the ball. The technical foul is on them. And since they are bench personnel, it is an indirect to the head coach by rule. And holy moly, Aaron Chambers super chat. Whoa! Awesome. That's awesome, Aaron. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. I will, may lead to kibble for the tech team. What tech team is that, you ask? Gus and Oliver, keeping things here organized here. Who do you think created this little scrolling ticker here? You think I'd created that? Oh, no. The tech team made it happen. Awesome. Well, let me check. So we'll do a search on Q : nobody has used it. Okay. If you do have a question in the live stream, put a Q, put a colon. Chris Janish from the great state of South Dakota. Good to see you, Chris. Dakota Ted. Are you also a South Dakota, Ted? I forget. Eli Torres, our new official of the day. Great to see you, Eli. Glad to see you are putting in the work, trying to get better, understanding the rules. Part 1, Phil says, Dr. Phil is in the house. Part 1, new officials or depending on association. Okay, so it's sort of a simpler? I don't know. Mike Goodwin reports Alaska is clear and 17 degrees above. Oh, Mike's got the shirt off, laying in the front yard. Okay, and part 2 goes to established officials. Gotcha. Awesome. Jim Best from Nassau, New York. Good to see you, Jim. Okay. I don't believe that's a true statement, but I will listen to any and all. Y Sports Podcast is in the house. Good to see. And Bama Ump, gotcha. D1 softball official, first year doing basketball. Awesome. A couple of first year officials on the stream. That is tremendous. And Scott Helmka, Saginaw, Michigan. Have you and do you attend Officials Association Zoom calls at your schedule as your schedule permits? As my schedule permits. Love the Zoom. I love not going to a physical location for a meeting. And sometimes Zoom calls can be okay. All right. With that, we will move to our very next question. Question number 83. When should an official use a visible count? Well, that's a good question. A 3-second count. B, a free throw count. C, a 30-second timeout. Ooh. Or D, all of the above. I have never seen, in all my years, and I've been officiating for over a decade, I've never seen an official do a visible 30-second count for a timeout. I may try that just for fun. But our correct answer here is B. A free throw count should be a subtle counting of the 10 seconds for all of those 10-second violations, free throw violations that we call. Our correct answer here is B. And we're moving on to question 84. During an alternating possession throw-in by A1, B2 intentionally kicks the throw-in pass. A, the AP arrow should now point towards Team B's basket. B, the AP arrow should stay pointed toward Team A's basket. C, the AP arrow should change towards Team B's basket prior to the throw-in and then be changed toward Team A's when the ball is kicked, or D, none of the above. Okay, so we have an alternating possession throw-in. When does the arrow change during an alternating possession throw-in? That's the key thing to understand here. The throw-in changes, or the arrow changes, when the throw-in ends. Understanding when the throw-in ends, right? When our restarts begin and when they end, super important to understand. This ball was not contacted legally. The absence of a legal touch, it was touched on the court, but not legally. And so it is considered to not have been touched legally, and therefore the throw-in has not ended. Okay, so we have a kicking violation. What is the result of a kicking violation? It is a designated spot throw-in nearest to where the violation occurred. Okay, so since our AP throw-in did not end, there will be no change of the possession arrow. So in this situation where A1 has the throw-in, so Team A has the arrow, our correct answer here would be B. The AP arrow should stay pointed toward Team A's basket. Since the throw-in did not end, there was no change of the possession arrow, and the subsequent throw-in was in fact a throw-in as the result of the violation, not an alternating possession throw-in. So this is a rare situation, but one that helps us really clarify our understanding about when the possession arrow changes. That's really important to understand. So our correct answer is B, and we're moving on to question 85. After A1's successful try, B2 and B3 are both out of bounds along the end line in Team B's backcourt during Team B's throw-in. B2 passes the ball to B3, and A4 reaches through the boundary and makes contact with the ball before it reaches B3. Which of the following is true? A4 is assessed a technical foul, and Team A shall receive a warning for delay. That sounds true. A4 is assessed a technical foul only. C, Team B shall receive a replacement throw-in. D, A4's action is legal. So is this action legal? We know that once a thrower releases a throw-in pass, the restriction on a defender to not penetrate the boundary plane has ended. They can now reach through the boundary plane. But the key thing to understand here is this is not a throw-in pass. This pass between teammates after a scored goal is not a throw-in pass. So in this instance, our defender has violated the boundary plane and illegally contacted the basketball, when the penalty for which is a player technical foul. So in this instance, we assess a technical foul to the player and a delay of game warning as well for the act of violating the boundary plane. So which one of those is that? That A4 is assessed a technical foul, a player technical, and Team A shall receive a warning for delay. That is our true statement. We're going with that, and we're moving on to question number 86. If a substitute illegally enters a game, when does that substitute become a legal player? Something we need to know. A, when the ball is legally touched by an inbounds player. B, a substitute becomes a player when checking in to the scorer's table. C, when the ball becomes live. Or D, a player becomes bench personnel upon receiving his or her fifth foul. That is an odd statement in this question. Okay, so in the game of basketball, substitutes are beckoned, brought into the game, etc. Occasionally, a substitute does not go through that process correctly and would be have entered illegally and be at risk for a substitute technical foul. But if that's not recognized by the officials, when does that player actually become a legal player? C, when the ball becomes live, that player by rule is now legal. Moving to question 87. The official bounces the ball to A1, who has a two-shot free throw coming. The ball hits A1's leg and bounces away, and while the ball remains in the free throw semicircle, B3 requests a timeout. A. Ignore the request and return the ball to A1. B. The timeout request is granted, but not until after A1's first free throw. C. Grant B3's request for a timeout at that point. Or D. None of the above. Well, what we have to say on this question is this was the very first question when we started Basketball Rules Expert last season. So I recognize that question. And it's a good question because it forces us to have an understanding about several things. Okay, there are 3 restarts in the game of basketball. There is a jump ball, there is a throw-in, and there are free throws. And during those 3 starts, there's a special set of rules and restrictions. So during that event, and so we need to understand when these restarts begin and when they end. So our shooter is on Team A, and our timeout request comes from Team B. Well, when can Team B request a timeout, right? Can they request a timeout when their opponent has the basketball? No, they can't. When they have team control. So, but during a dead ball, they can request legally a timeout, and it should be granted in that instance. So, is the ball live at this point, right? We need to understand live ball, dead ball. Is the ball live when the ball was bounced to the thrower and it bounced off their leg and it's sitting there on the floor, right? Is the ball live? No. In this instance, the ball becomes live when it is at the disposal of the thrower, and it's defined as when the official bounces the ball to a player, either for a throw-in or for a free throw, and they catch the ball. Or when an official hands the ball to the player and they have the ball. Or when the ball is placed at their disposal by putting it on the floor, right? So in this instance, we will grant B3's request for a timeout at this point. Our correct answer is C. Thanks for enjoying a trip down memory lane as we reviewed the first question in the Basketball Rules Expert series. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will put a link to that very first episode above. All right, question 88. When a throw-in is awarded to the wrong team, when is the latest point in which the mistake can be corrected? Mistake, not error. A, the mistake cannot be corrected. B, before the throw-in begins. C, before the throw-in ends. Or D, during the first dead ball after the clock properly started. That sounds like correctable error language, right? Is this a correctable error? It is an error by the officials, but it is not a correctable error. Correctable errors are defined by rule. And NFHS clarified several years ago that in this instance, re-emphasizing the fact that we cannot fix this mistake once the throw-in ends. Obviously, knowing when the throw-in ends would be critical. Let's say we awarded the ball, thinking back to our previous question, we awarded the ball to a player and the resulting throw-in pass was kicked by a defender. Has that throw-in ended? Because the ball was not legally touched, right? Hey, we're putting things together. So our correct answer here, though, is C, before the throw-in ends. And if we make this mistake, we give the ball to the wrong team, they inbound the ball, players are playing, we realize, oh no, it's just too late to correct. We just have to own that one. Correct answer is C. Moving on to question number 89. A1 is making a throw-in along the sideline in Team A's back court. A1 makes the throw into A2, who is standing in Team A's front court. B2 tips the pass immediately off the throw-in. A2 jumps from Team A's front court, catches the pass in the air, and lands in Team A's back court. What is the result? For you new officials, this will be a question you'll see every year. It's a common question. Testing rules knowledge by the officials. A, legal play because Team A did not have team control during the throw-in. B, legal play because there was no team control gained in the front court by Team A. C, backcourt violation because Team A had team control while making the throw-in. Or D, which has a lot of words, backcourt violation because B2's touching ended the throw-in. Since no exception then applies, A2 possessed the ball with front court status and lands in the backcourt, causing a violation. And that, of course, is the correct answer. There is an exception during a jump ball, while on defense, or during a throw-in that allows a player to jump from their front court, catch the ball in the air, and land in the backcourt. And that's what this player did during a throw-in. But when does the throw-in end? When the ball is touched or there's a violation. The defensive players touching ended the throw-in by rule. Thus, the actions by the player were not covered by the throw-in exception. And it is a backcourt violation. And our answer with the most words here, a clue sometimes with test questions, is D. D is the correct answer on that. And we're moving on to question number 90. The fourth quarter ends with the score tied 60-60. As the players for the two teams walk toward their respective benches, A1 curses at one of the officials because no foul was called on a last-second shot attempt. The officials assess a technical foul against A1. Uh-oh. A, the free throws awarded to Team B are a continuation of the fourth quarter. If any Team B player makes either of the two free throws, Team B wins the game in regulation, 61-60. B, the free throws awarded to Team B are at the start of the extra period. If any Team B player makes either of the two free throws, Team B wins the game in overtime, 61-60. C, no free throws are awarded to Team B, and the extra period starts with a jump ball. And D has a lot of words. The free throws awarded to Team B are the start of the extra period. Following the two free throws, Team B will have a designated spot throw-in at the division line opposite the table, and Team A will have the alternating possession arrow. So, end of game, score tied, expiration of time, following that, player technical during the dead ball, during the intermission. Obviously, we need to get this right. At this point of the game, we make a mistake here, we have done the game a great disservice. So in this instance, the technical foul will be a part of the subsequent overtime period. That's how the overtime period will begin, with two free throws, just as if, let's go back to our pregame dunk, right? Team A player A1 dunks, right? How are we going to start the game? We're going to start the game with two technical foul free throws. Maybe the same thing, administrative tackle, what have you. The ball at the division line opposite the table, and that's how we will begin, right? In this instance, the key factor here is the game was tied. If the game was not tied, I think we had a question like that on the last episode. Let's say it was the game ended and it was 61-60, and Team B was or Team A was ahead. 61-60, a technical foul is assessed on a player in that instance. Since the result of those free throws will determine whether or not we would need to go to overtime, then we're going to include that as part of the fourth period. So understanding the situations at the end of the game, and of course, if Team B was ahead by 1 point, and the same thing occurs, we will assess the player technical foul. We will not shoot any free throws, because they would not affect the result of the game for Team B to have some free throws. So understanding these end of game technical foul situations, obviously critical. So our correct answer here is D. The free throws are awarded to Team B to start the extra period. And of course, who could attempt those free throws? Any player or eligible substitute. And following the two free throws, B1 will get a division line throw-in opposite the table, and the possession arrow would be set to Team A when the ball is at the disposal of the thrower. Okay. Question number 91. A1's free throw attempt comes to rest on the flange. All of the following are true, except which? A, the free throw ended when the ball came to rest on the flange. B, if it was the first attempt of two, play will resume with A1's second attempt. C, if it was the second attempt of two, play will resume with an alternating possession throw-in. D, A1 shall receive a substitute free throw. One of these is incorrect. So we have a player, they're attempting a free throw, the ball bounces, and comes to rest on the flange. You can find videos online. It's unique, right? Everybody starts laughing, etc. But obviously we need to know what happens next. And of course, for new officials, for our first-year officials on the stream and watching understanding what happens next is really important. If you know what happens next by rule and by mechanic, you are going to shine on the court. It's going to be obvious you know what you're doing. So really focusing in these situations on understanding what happens next, right? So we have to make a determination. If the free throw ended when the ball came to rest on the flange, that is a true statement. B, if it was the first attempt of two, play will resume with A1's second attempt. Yes, they had a merited free throw that they were due, and that's how we will resume, because that's the next thing to happen. If it was the second attempt of two, play will resume with an alternating possession throw-in. So if it was the second attempt of two and this occurred, we would have a dead ball, no team control, and no indication of who would be awarded the ball. In that instance, we go to the possession arrow for an alternating possession throw-in. So C is our correct answer, because no. A1, let's see, reading comprehension. Yeah. All of these are true except which? D, A1 shall receive a substitute free throw. That is an incorrect statement. That is our answer. D is the correct answer, and we're moving on to question number 92. When screening a stationary player within his or her visual field, the screen may be set where? Screening on a stationary player within his or her visual field. So we're not behind them. We're within their visual field. A, anywhere short of contact. That is true. B, within 2 steps of the opponent. C, within a step of the opponent. Or D, within a step and a half of the opponent. I see where we're going. The correct answer is A, anywhere short of contact within the visual field is a legal screen. We're going to leave it there. Let's jump in the chat, see what's going on. Got some technical difficulties here. First of all, let me see if anybody has submitted a Q question. Dakota Ted says, are the CBOA study guide questions available to those outside of California? There are publications available. This is NASO. This is an NASO publication. They have a manual. These are, things that you would purchase, or you'd be a member of NASO and your association would provide them. They have a rules by topic, which is sort of a modified rules book, case play, hodgepodge, with editorial comment. And then they have a study guide, which can have some really good stuff in it. The study guide, going over, it's a training guide to help an association. Hey, we're going to cover study guide section 1, section 2, section 3. But it is a NASO publication, and it is available, but you got to purchase it. Cool. I'm going to get rid of that. Where was I? Sorry, just a moment. Right. Oh, so regarding Jacob's assertion that it was a direct on the head coach, Mike Goodwin comes with the case play indirect per the case book, right? It's always understanding bench technicals. It's on the individual, right? Assistant, assistant. Oh wait, what was the question? Top assistant, assistant coach, on the trainer, on somebody who's just sitting on the bench, on a player in uniform, a team member, some injured player. It's on that individual. That is a bench technical foul. So our pregame dunk is on that individual. The head coach is responsible for the behavior of bench personnel. Any technical fouls assessed on bench personnel are an indirect on the head coach. So that's the key thing to understand there. Could have been a league-specific rule. Gotcha. We can't have it. Papa Les is back in the house. Awesome. And with that, since Les is back, less is more. Let's move on to our very next question. 93. Both A2 and A3 grab a rebound and return to the floor holding the ball. While still holding the ball, A2 takes a step to the right, while A3 takes one step to the left. What is the ruling? We got two players holding the ball. Each of them takes a step while maintaining a pivot foot. A, this is a held ball violation. That's the best answer so far. Oh, traveling violation on Team A because two steps were taken. C, Team A may use a timeout to get themselves out of the violation. This is a very creative question and answer. Or a D. The most words. No violation has occurred and either A2 or A3 may possess the ball, then dribble, pass, or shoot. So in this very unique situation, this is the correct answer. D is our correct answer. Let's move on to 94. A1's successful try is in flight when A2 commits a personal foul against B3. Team B is in the bonus. How is play resumed? Right, so A1 releases a try, and while it's in flight, a teammate of the player who released the try commits a personal foul against B3, and Team B is in the bonus. How is play resumed? This is a really basic situation, but a really critical situation to understand. A, 1-and-1 free throw attempt to B3. B, 2 free throws to B3. C, designated spot throw-in to Team B. Or D, a non-designated spot throw-in to Team B. I'm not sure how we're going to answer this. So, since there was no team control, right, this is not a team control foul. This foul will have the penalty of bonus free throws awarded to B3. It says that Team B is in the bonus, but it doesn't specify how many team fouls there are. So it could be either a 1-and-1 free throw attempt to B3 or 2 free throws to B3. Both would be bonus free throws. I think the implication here is we are not in double bonus, which is not actually in the rules book, I don't think. So I would put as my answer on this one A, but either A or B could be the correct answer, unless I am, let's see. Let me enjoy the magic elixir. No, I would still put A down. Let me know if you have something different. I'll go back and review. But we're moving on. 95. A1 has the ball, is airborne, and requests a timeout while he or she is going out of bounds or is going into Team A's backcourt. Which is true? Oh, this is an excellent question. The official shall grant the timeout in either case. The official shall not grant the timeout in either case. The official shall grant the timeout when going out of bounds, but not when going into the back court. Or D, the official shall grant the timeout when going into the back court, but not when going out of bounds. So I had an official reach out to me and ask me this very question just a week ago, and that official was Sadiq Pettyjohn, who will be joining me for 5-Play Friday on Friday, and I'm going to put a link above to that show. Join us for the show. And apparently they had, as collegiate officials, sometimes these kind of plays can twist us in the moment, right? There are collegiate rules against granting timeouts to players who are in possession of the ball but going out of bounds. But in high school, there is no such restriction. If a player is holding the ball, has player control, and requests a timeout, whether they are airborne above the out-of-bounds area, airborne above the backcourt area at risk of a violation, we are to grant the timeout that was properly requested in that instance. So the official shall grant the timeout in either case. A is our correct answer. All right, moving on. Question 96. When does a disqualified player become bench personnel? That is a super simple question and one that is critical to understand. A, when the official notifies the coach that the player has been disqualified. That is the correct answer. We need to look no further. Oh, that was odd. Hold on a second. I had a little technical glitch. Ollie! Ay. There we are. We're back. It's critical to understand when players are disqualified. In the simple action, coach, that player has 5. I need a sub, right? That is the moment the player becomes disqualified. Any actions that they take, such as being assessed a technical foul, prior to that, would not be, because at that moment they become bench personnel and things change. So our correct answer is A, when the official notifies the coach that the player has been disqualified. And so it's always important to go through that theater. Even sometimes the coach knows it's the 5th foul and they send a substitute to the table, but we always we're dotting our I's and crossing T's. Coach, yes, that player has 5. Yes, right. And let's go. Question 97. Which of the following are true regarding the team's roster and 5 starters prior to the game? If both teams fail to submit their rosters prior to the 10-minute mark before the game, no free throws are shot. Oy, oy, oy. If both teams fail to submit their rosters prior to the 10-minute mark before the game, each team shall be awarded 2 free throws. C, if both teams change a designated starter prior to the beginning of the game, each team shall be awarded 2 free throws. Or D, both B and C. Okay, this is super obscure, right? That we would have this situation where both teams are assessed something for a similar infraction in this instance. And this is going to be challenging for me because I know in one of these instances, in one of these instances where 2 things happen, it is disregarded and no free throws are shot. So this is a stumper for me. I would guess. I would use some logical thinking. Okay, which one has the most words? B. Okay. Each team shall be awarded 2 free throws. I think that is the correct answer, actually. It's non-intuitive. You would think these are offsetting. I'm going to go with... it's going to it's either B or D. I don't know. I'm flipping a coin. We have discovered the weak link in my rules knowledge. And we're moving on to question 98. How many visible manufacturer logos are allowed to be worn on jerseys and undershirts? Visible manufacturers' logos. 1 on each, 1 on the undershirt, but none on the jersey. C, none on the undershirt, but one on the jersey, none on either. One visible manufacturer logo allowed to be worn on jerseys and undershirts. The jersey is allowed. The undershirt is not. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. You're not allowed a visible logo, right? So the question of visible logos on the back or the exposed part of the shirt, etc. Undershirts may not have visible logos, but jerseys can. So I'm going with none on the undershirt, but only one on the jersey. Letter C. Why that's befuddling me at the moment, I'm not sure, but we're moving on. 99. A1's legal throw-in is bouncing untouched in Team A's backcourt. An official improperly whistles a timeout for Team B. Is that timeout request granted? Where's the zooch? Team B's timeout is granted. Team B's timeout is not granted. C, an inadvertent whistle must be ruled. D, play shall resume if no whistle went off. Okay, legal throw-in, bouncing untouched. I throw the ball into the back court. It's bouncing untouched. A whistle sounds. Is the timeout request granted? Well, if the whistle sounds, we're going to stop play. And a timeout request has been made and shall be granted in this instance. We have awarded a timeout to the wrong team, right? So we would go to the point of interruption upon return and award the ball to Team A. Just because we mistakenly awarded a timeout, granted a timeout request to the inappropriate team, that would not affect how we're going to resume the game here. But Team B's timeout is granted in this instance because we have granted it. That's what I'm going with. Boy, this is a tough stretch for me. 100. Which of these results in the loss of coaching box privileges for the head coach for the rest of the game? Which of these results in the loss of the privilege? A, a technical foul charged to the head coach. That would result in the loss of the privilege. A technical foul charged to an assistant coach. That would be on that individual and an indirect to the head coach, resulting in the loss. And C, there's 5 choices here. C, a technical foul charged to any other bench personnel would also be an indirect on the coach. All of the above or none of the above. What was Mike Connor's advice yesterday? Always choose all of the above. But I'm looking at the logical issue of none of the above, where none of the above has all of the above it. But all 3, A, B, and C, do result in the loss of the privilege to stand and coach the team. So our correct answer here is D. Question 101. When is a screener allowed to be moving even though contact may result with the opponent being screened? When is a screener allowed to be moving even though contact may result with the opponent being screened? When the initial setting the screen on a moving opponent who is moving in a different direction. When initially setting the screen on a stationary opponent who cannot see the screener, when initially setting the screen on a stationary opponent who can, when is the screener allowed to be moving even though contact may result? C, after initially setting the screener moves in the same direction and path as the opponent and then slows down or stops. Would be my answer. Wow, this is a tough part of the quiz for me. I don't know why. A2 sets a stationary screen with 1 foot on or outside a boundary line. B1 makes contact with A1 in the torso. Right, so our screener is standing out of bounds. Are they legal in that instance? Oh, this is my favorite question. So few words to read. A, personal foul on A1, who is the screener, or B, personal foul on B1, who is the defender who contacts them. The correct answer would be A1. This is not a legal screen because the player does not have legal status on the court. So this would be, in this instance, team control foul on A1 for an illegal screen. All right. And with that, we'll jump back over. Let me know if I screwed that question up. There's probably screwed up several in that instance. Yay, yay. Okay, Les O'Connor is counting baskets. I have 2, Les. I have 1 down here and I have 1 down here. The vernacular. I'm going to have to, I'm out of context here. Yeah, so Bob points out the CBOA test itself is 100 questions, and those 100 questions are taken from this study guide of 215. And this is California. I don't think we've come up so far with many California exception scenarios, though. Yeah. Things got tough yesterday at the end. I was obviously fatigued. It's hard. It's hard reading all these words. That's why I appreciate that last question. Very few words. 103. If an official erroneously cancels a goal in the first quarter, when is the last available time in which the error can be corrected? Important to know. A, before the second quarter begins. B, before the second half begins. C, before the referee approves the final score at the end of the game. Or D, before the second live ball after the error occurs. Making an error about canceling or scoring a goal is a correctable error scenario, must be recognized and corrected before the second live ball after the error occurs. Our correct answer here is D. Because it is a correctable error, it has a very specific time frame in which it must be recognized and corrected. Unlike an error by table personnel, the scorer thought we were canceling the goal when we were not. They made an error that can be corrected anytime until we approve the final score of the game. Let's move on to question 104. Team A is issued a technical foul for an excessive timeout. How is play resumed? A, Team A is not granted the timeout. B, Team A is awarded a timeout and assessed a technical foul for the excessive timeout. C, Team B shoots 2 free throws and play is resumed. The throw-in for Team B at the opposite division line. Opposite division line? Both B and C. Well, the first thing to recognize is what kind of technical foul is this? Is this on the player who requested the timeout? No, it's a team technical, right? The penalty for a team technical is 2 free throws to the opponent. Any player or eligible substitute may attempt those. And a division line throw-in opposite the table. I guess that's at the opposite division line. We could fix that if we edited it. Or both B and C. So we do grant the timeout. We don't award it, we grant it. And assess a technical foul for the excessive timeout. B is correct. C is correct, so our correct answer is D, both B and C. All right, question 105. Under what conditions is the resumption of play procedure used? A, when a team does not make a free thrower available for a free throw following a timeout or intermission between quarters. That's odd. B, when a team does not make a thrower available for a throw-in following the halftime intermission. C, when a team does not make a thrower available for a throw-in following a timeout or intermission between periods. Or D, all of the above. This is a fun scenario here. I'll tell you why in a minute. So we're going to use resumption. Are we going to use resumption of play when a team does not make a thrower available for a throw-in following the halftime intermission? Right? Between the first and second periods, yes. Between the third and fourth periods, yes. But we have a special situation for halftime intermission. Halftime intermission, we're going to put time on the clock, 1 minute, or we're going to have the timer run 1 minute because the team has not. I may be speaking out of turn there. Let me slow down. Resumption of play. Free thrower available after the intermission. A free thrower available after an intermission. The only time we would shoot free throws after an intermission is if we had a technical foul during the after the first period, after that period ended. That's strange. Let's go with when a team does not make a thrower available for a throw-in following a timeout or intermission between periods. That is a true statement. Our halftime intermission, though, has a caveat, but I'm going to go here with C because that's the closest thing my brain says to true. Let me know if I've screwed it up. Question 106. A1 has the ball for the first of 2 free throws. While bouncing the ball bounces off A1's foot and rolls away towards the basket. All of the following are true except which? Which of these is not true? The official shall blow the whistle immediately. That's true. A1 cannot go retrieve the ball. That's true. The official shall re-administer the free throw. That is incorrect. Or D, the result of the free is a free throw violation on A1. This is true. This is a violation. Unfortunate, obviously, if we're doing little kids, right? But by rule, this is a free throw violation. So our correct answer to the question here, the one that is not true, is C. The official shall re-administer the free throw to A1. 107. Team A requests a 60-second timeout, which is granted by the official. After 30 seconds have passed, Team A is ready to play. Team B wants to use the entire timeout. Can the length of the timeout be shortened? Yes, if Team A is ready to play, Team B will not be able to use. I mean, Team A requested the timeout, so it's their timeout, right? No, it's not. So our correct answer here is no, D. No, Team B is entitled to use the entire timeout. Once a timeout is requested and granted, thank you, sweetheart. If either team wants to use the full length of the timeout, that is fine. And if neither team wants to use the timeout, they're both ready to play after 30 seconds. We do not have to extend the length of the timeout. I think that's actually an upcoming question. So our correct answer here is D. No. Team B is entitled to use the entire timeout. Question 108. A home team photographer is standing 5 feet from the end line along the wall within the free throw lane lines extended. Is this allowed? Yes or no? Oh, come on. How about just yes or no? Look at that. Look at all these words. So our correct answer here is no. No, this is not allowed. A photographer, any personnel are not allowed in the lane lines extended under the basket. And of course, there is no penalty. If we look at D, administrative technical, come on, man. C, team technical, no, no. Oh. Well, let's look at the one that has the most words. No, a photographer may not stand in that area. However, there is no penalty. Work to have the photographer move to an area outside of the free throw lane lines. Yeah. Our correct answer is B. Number 109, A1 jumps for a try for goal, and defender B2 knocks the ball out of A1's hands prior to A1 releasing the shot. A1 controls the ball while in the air, returns to the floor in possession of the ball, and begins a dribble. What is the result? That can't be legal. A jump ball. B, a traveling violation. C, double dribble violation. That's really weird language for a rules question. Or D, legal. Play continues. All right, player, grabs the ball, leaves the floor, but the ball is dislodged by a defender deflecting the ball. It becomes loose. The player who had jumped in the air with the try then grabs that ball that was no longer in their control, returns to the floor, and begins a dribble. This is not a held ball as opposed to a jump ball. Again, why we're using this language in a rules question is beyond me. This is not a held ball situation. It is not a traveling violation. That's the key thing to understand here. It is not an illegal dribble. Our correct answer is D, legal. Play continues. This is a player who had the ball dislodged. There's no restriction on their ability to either, in that instance, catch the ball, shoot again, catch the ball, request a timeout, or catch the ball and begin a dribble. Obviously, if we did have a double dribble, the violation would actually be an illegal dribble. And if we had a held ball, we'd have a held ball and not a jump ball. But we are picking nits because we would rather see better language used in rules questions. All right. Question 110. Which of the following are true if B2, who is in marked free throw lane space, disconcerts free thrower A1? I got shooter! A substitute free throw is awarded if the free throw is made. B, a substitute free throw is awarded if the free throw is missed. That's a true statement. C, a substitute free throw is awarded if the free thrower A1 violates following the disconcertion. Or D, both B and C. If disconcertion is ruled, then yes, our correct answer is D, both B and C. Critical to understand, there's a difference between disconcertion of the free throw shooter and a violation that may disconcert the free throw shooter. But in our question, we have disconcerted the shooter, and the result would be D, both B and C. That's what I'm sticking with. Question 111. With Team A leading by 6 points, which of the following are true when B1 is fouled on a successful try so near the expiration of time in the fourth quarter that the timer is unable to stop the clock after the foul and the ball is in the air but before time expires? Right? So we have a foul, we have a last second foul in a game where one team is ahead by 6 points. It's a situation where normally we would award free throws, but in this instance, B1's goal is awarded. We would score the goal with no free throw would be attempted since the time has expired and the result of the free throw would not affect the game, the result of the game. In that instance, when time has expired and resulting merited free throws would not affect the result of the game, those free throws are not attempted at the high school level. That's pretty straightforward. Let's go to 112. After the horn sounds to end the second half with the score tied, A1 is assessed a technical foul for taunting. Which of the following is true? I can tell you what's true on this one. Confusion will reign. A, Team B shall shoot 2 free throws immediately to determine if an overtime period is needed. B, Team B shall shoot 2 free throws to open the overtime period, after which a jump ball is administered. C, Team B shall shoot 2 free throws to open the overtime period, after which Team B shall receive a throw-in. Or D, Team B shall shoot free throws to open the overtime period, after which the team has the alternate. Didn't we already have this question? The horn sounds to end the second half with the score tied. So previously we had 60-60 was the score, and we have a player technical, do we? Or do we have a bench technical? Relating also to our, which of the following is true? Okay. In this situation, we are during an intermission. We are during an intermission between the fourth period and the extra period. So this technical foul on A1 is a bench technical. Important to recognize that. We will not, since it is 60-60 or a tie score in this instance, we will not attempt those free throws. That technical foul is part of the subsequent period, or the extension of the period in overtime. So A is incorrect. We will not administer. So we'll begin the next period with the 2 free throws for the technical foul and a division line throw-in opposite the table. Our correct answer here is C. Team B shall shoot 2 free throws to open the overtime period, after which Team B shall receive a throw-in. Wow. Just the wording, right? Imprecise, but that is our correct answer. Team B shall shoot 2 free throws to begin the overtime period, after which they will receive a division line throw-in opposite the table, and subsequently the arrow will be set to Team A when the ball is at the disposal of the thrower. Wow. 113. Team A's head coach, while within the coaching box, demonstratively waves his or her hands at an official in disgust over a play Team A's head coach thought should have been ruled a foul. No prior warnings have been issued. How should this situation be handled? So our head coach takes actions which are worthy of the assessment of a technical foul, and yet no warning has previously been given. What is our correct action here? A coach demonstratively waving his or her hands in disgust is a major violation of the rule and is a direct technical foul, regardless of if a prior warning has been issued. I will read no further, as that is our correct answer. This is a technical foul. The ability to give warnings that NFHS has granted the officials is a tool in our tool belt, but it's not a necessary step prior to assessing a technical foul. If behavior is exhibited that is worthy of a technical foul in this instance, a technical foul is the correct ruling. Question number 114. A1 releases a successful 3-point attempt while airborne. Before either foot returns to the floor, A1 crashes into B2, who has legally established a guarding position. Team B is in the bonus. Right, so we have a player who jumps in the air, releases a try, which subsequently goes in, but without the ball, a defender is legally established and contact occurs, and that team that the defensive player was on is in the bonus. What do we do next? Right? A, the basket counts if the ball goes in. No, it does not. The ball has become dead. We have an airborne shooter. Player left the floor, released a try. They are an airborne shooter. A foul committed by an airborne shooter causes the ball to become dead. A1 has committed a player control foul and the basket is canceled. That is a true statement. C, the contact by A1 is ignored. Whoa, don't do that. B2 has committed a blocking foul and the basket shall count, awarding 1 free throw for A1. It's an incorrect statement. Our correct answer is B. A1 has committed a player control foul and the basket is canceled. Question 115. Before A1 releases the ball on the second of 2 free throws, A2 pushes B2. Immediately afterward, A3 steps into the free throw lane. Team B is in the bonus. All of the following are true except which? Woo! Golly jeepers. There's a lot of stuff going on. Before A1 releases the ball on the second of 2 free throws. That's a key factor here. A2 pushes B2. So the ball is live. When does the ball become live during a free throw? When the ball is at the disposal of the thrower. So we have live ball contact by A2 pushing B2. Immediately afterward, A3 steps into the free throw lane line. Team B is in the bonus. All of the following are true except which? So the foul by A2 on B2 causes the ball to become dead. That's key to remember. A3 then steps into the free throw lane line. That occurred during a dead ball. That would not be a thing. Team B is in the bonus, so we're going to award bonus free throws to B2. So what are we going to do, right? Our players do a merited free throw. Are we going to allow them to attempt their merited free throws? That's a key question here as well. So B2 is awarded free throws. That is a true statement. A2's push is a team control foul. A3's violation is ignored. That's a true statement. A1 shall receive his or her second free throw. That's a true statement. Is something missing here? Except which? The correct answer is B. A2's push is a team control foul. Woo! Golly jeepers. Correct answer, B. Yeah. A3's violation is ignored. B2 is awarded free throws. And A1 shall receive his second free throw, right? So we're going to clear the lane. A1 would receive their merited free throw. Then we're going to go down to the other end and resume the game with lane lines filled from the result of B2's merited bonus free throws. And we're moving on. 116. Which is true about action on and by cutters? We can bump them, right? Bump the cutters is an accepted coaching term that is never a foul. Bump the cutters is a coaching term that results in a technical foul. C, no player, offensive or defensive, can be bumped or displaced off his or her path. Or D, none of the above. Coaches may exhibit language communicating to their players, take foul. In and of itself, that is not any sort of violation. It is an acceptable coaching term that is never a foul. The action of bumping cutters is not legal. So C, no player, offensive or defense, may be allowed to be bumped or displaced off of his or her path would be our correct answer here. 117, which of the following are true with regard to establishing a legal screening position? How can a screener be legal? The screener may face any direction. Well, we know legal guarding position, a player has to be facing their opponent. B, time and distance are not relevant. C, the width of the screener's stance is not relevant. All of the above. Okay, so which of those is true? We cannot say that time and distance are not relative. They would be relative when screening a moving opponent. C, the width of the screener's stance is relevant, as they are not allowed to have a stance wider than the natural shoulder width. So our correct answer here is A. The screener may face any direction. Unlike legal guarding position, a screener may face any direction. They can be sideways, have the back to the player that they're screening. All are potentially legal actions. All right, 118. A1 passes the ball to A2, who is running down the court. A2 touches and immediately fumbles the ball in the air and takes several steps while fumbling the ball before finally securing the ball. Which of the following is true? A lot of officials will be blowing their whistle. That is a true statement. A, this results in a traveling violation. B, A2 may not dribble the ball after securing it. C, A2 does not have a pivot foot after securing the ball. D, the play is legal and A2 may pivot, dribble, pass, or shoot. Right? We have a player who is attempting to catch the ball but fails to do so. They touch and immediately fumble. Some would say muff the ball. They miss, and they're, batting it about. A player may not travel until they are in control of the ball. So a key question here, has this player ever gained player control prior to finally securing the ball? No, they haven't. So we cannot have a travel. A correct answer here is D. The play is legal and A2 may pivot, dribble, pass, or shoot. But my previous statement is correct. Many officials will blow a whistle in this situation. 119. How many horns should a timer sound during the replacement process for a disqualified player? 1. It should occur as soon as the ruling official has informed the head coach and scorer's table about the disqualification. 1. It should occur after the 15 seconds allowed for a replacement have elapsed after the ruling official has informed the head coach and the scorer's table about the disqualification. Or 2. One horn should be sounded as soon as the ruling official has informed the head coach and scorer's table about the disqualification, and a second horn should be sounded to indicate the 15 seconds allowed for a replacement have elapsed. The correct answer here is C. I have a 5 minutes on officiating video about handling your disqualification procedures, and I will put a link to that above for your perusal. All right. Yeah, our correct answer here is C. We want a horn to initiate the replacement period and a horn to signal that the 15 seconds has expired. Hopefully we have our substitute prior to that. But let's move on to question 120. A double personal foul is ruled in the front court near the sideline while A1's try for goal is in flight. The try is successful. Team A has the possession arrow. Where is the resulting throw-in and by which team? So we have a double personal foul in the front court near the sideline while A1's try for goal is in flight. What happens next? Again, new official, what happens next? Double foul, double personal foul in this instance. Let's say two players during live ball are facing up, taunting each other. Live technical foul. Double. The penalty for double is always the same. Understanding that. No free throws shall be awarded. Resume at the point of interruption. What is the point of interruption on this play? This is a successful goal. What is the point of interruption? A made goal. Opponent will receive a non-designated spot throw-in along the end line. Simple. Simple. So a non-designated spot throw-in along the end line for Team B. The correct answer would be D. Our correct answer on that question. Double. No free throws. Point of interruption. Own it. 121. Which of the following results in a traveling violation? Which of these is traveling? A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands simultaneously on both feet, then steps with 1 foot. Is that legal? B, A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands on 1 foot, then jumps and lands simultaneously on both feet, then shoots the ball. Is that legal? C, A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands on 1 foot, then jumps and lands on both foot simultaneously, then steps with 1 foot. Is that legal? D, A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands on one foot, jumps, lands on both feet simultaneously, then lifts one foot. Or E, A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands on one foot, then jumps and lands on both feet simultaneously, then passes the ball. Wow, a lot of words. I think this question clarifies a question from our earlier in the previous episode where I may have made a mistake. So a player is allowed to catch the ball in the air, land on one foot, and then land on 2 feet. What are the restrictions then on the player in that situation? This question implies that it is then legal for a player to lift either of their foot but not return it to the floor. So the correct answer here is going to be C. A1 ends a dribble with both feet off the playing court, lands on one, then lands on 2 simultaneously. Legal, then steps with 1 foot. That would imply pivoting. So I'm going to go with the correct answer of C. Our previous question that was asked, I would have said that D was correct as well. They can't lift either of those feet. But this implies that's not correct. So C is my answer on this. I would be open to other opinions. 122. A3 is awarded a 1-on-1 bonus after being fouled. Team B is granted a timeout prior to the free throw administration. Upon returning from the timeout, the administering official incorrectly tells both teams 2 shots. A3 misses the free throw, and the ball is not rebounded. All players remain standing along the free throw lane lines, motionless in anticipation of another free throw. The officials then realize their error. Which team gets the ball? Right? This is not all that uncommon, sometimes a mistake, and the rules specifically address this situation. We have provided incorrect information to the players, which, hindered them from, proceeding as they should. We have erroneously announced 2 when it should have been 1. The ball should have been in play after the missed free throw, and yet nobody took any action. Our options: Team A, because they had been getting most of the missed free throw rebounds in the game. That's common sense. B, Team B, because opponents of the free throw shooting team usually get the rebound. Again, that's very common sense. C, use the alternating possession arrow to determine which team gets the ensuing throw-in. Right? We have a situation where the ball has become dead. We would rule the ball dead in this instance when no players were playing basketball. We would recognize our error. There are no resulting free throws to be given. How are we going to resume the game? We are going to use the possession arrow to resume the game. So our correct answer here is C. And with that, I will take a coffee break. I am not dominating what's going on in the chat. Sorry to be so distant. Yeah. All right, we got a Facebook user. So if on Facebook I can't see unless you grant eCam permission. Let's see. Where would I put that? Let me do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Wait a minute. Is that the same comment as last time, or is it another tough question? Another tough segment? Jim, that's a logical question. I guess the question is there team control during a free throw? But I'm going to stick with my answer in that instance because I don't have anything else I can do. All right, looking at 123, let's go. While in the backcourt, A1 dribbles for 8 seconds and passes to A3, who continues to advance the ball to the front court. A3 reaches the division line with 1 foot in the backcourt and 1 in the front court as the count reaches 10. So this is a player status question. What is the status of the player, A3, when the count reaches 10? And what is the restriction? What is the requirement of the 10-second rule, right? The requirement is that the ball gains front court status before the count of 10. Has the ball gained front court status? It would if A3 has gained front court status. Has A3 gained front court status in this question? That would be the essence of the question. Our options: saved by the bell, no violation, and the game continues. B, as long as Team A requests a timeout before the official blows the whistle, the 10-second violation should be ignored. C, 10-second violation since 1 foot is still in the backcourt. D, a traveling violation should be ruled. Let's go with C. This is a 10-second violation since the player still has backcourt status. Let's put it that way. All right. Question 124. After A1 throws a ball that enters the basket from below, all of the following are true except which? Which of these is not true when a player throws a ball that enters the basket from below? It is a violation on A1 if the ball enters the cylinder, goes above the ring, and then falls back through the net. That would definitely be true. It is not a violation if the ball enters the cylinder, does not go above the ring, and then falls back through the net. That's logically true, but I'm not sure. It is a violation on A1 if the thrown ball was first deflected by B2, enters the cylinder, goes above, and then falls back through. D, it is a violation on B2 if the thrown ball was first deflected. Our correct answer has to be B. It's not a violation if it enters the cylinder, does not go above the ring, and then falls back through the net. So this would be a situation where the ball has come up into the basket, but has not gone above the basket. I'd be really curious to see what the exact wording is, but that seems to be our best answer here. So I'm going with B. Right, sometimes we see a ball is deflected, it goes up into the net. I guess the violation would be for passing through the basket from below. But I'm open to other interpretations on that one. 125. All are true to start a dribble except A, the ball may be pushed to the floor. That is true. That may start a dribble. The ball must be released before the dribbler lifts his or her pivot foot. That is true. The pivot foot may be lifted but not returned to the playing court before the ball is released. One of those, the pivot foot may be lifted but not returned to the playing. No, that is our incorrect statement. That is an incorrect statement. C, the pivot foot may be lifted but not returned to the playing court before the ball is released to start the dribble. That's incorrect. A player has not violated by lifting a pivot foot and failing to return. They could, in that instance, request a timeout, shoot, or pass, but they may not begin a dribble since their pivot foot had been lifted. Question 126. Which of the following is not a kicking violation? A, A1's pass is unintentionally hits B3's foot. Well, that's not a kicking violation, so that's got to be our answer. Since we're trying to keep a pace here, let's just move on, right? A kicking violation occurs with the intentional use of the leg to contact the basketball. 127. During pregame warmups, the game officials noticed that B25 is wearing his hair in free-flowing braids that feature hard plastic beads at the end of the hair. Team B is wearing white uniforms, and the beads are also white. Ooh. The beads are legal because they match the primary. Okay. The beads are legal because they match the primary uniform color of Team B. The beads would be legal no matter the color because they are a hair control device and are not subject to color restrictions. The beads are illegal because they are not tightly secured and could cause injury to other players as the hair moves around. I believe that is our correct answer, right? We have a hard plastic in the hair, which if the hair was bundled, secured, and prevents them from having a negative impact, then that would be legal. But in this instance, since they could swing and the hard plastic at the end of them could contact other players, they would be illegal. I'm going with that. New rule, National Federation of High School allowing things like that in the hair. I believe that's correct. 128. The first marked free throw lane spaces may be occupied as follows. They must be occupied by the opponent, so they cannot be empty. Which one has lots of words? Opponents of the free thrower must occupy those two marked free throw lane spaces unless the free throws are for a technical foul or intentional foul. That is a true statement. C is the correct answer. 129. In B1's attempt to block A1's shot, B1 jumps into teammate B3, pushing B3 into A1 and causing contact and a foul. Who is the foul on? A1, B1, B3, or no foul, right? The associative property of fouling. The foul is on B3 because B3 had the illegal contact, even though A1's actions led to B3. Unlucky, I would often say in this situation, but the foul is on B3. The correct answer is C. And moving forward, 130, A10 checks into the game early in the second quarter. After a few possessions, the game officials notice that she is wearing a hard plastic hair clip to keep her ponytail in place. A10 should be assessed a technical foul for participating while wearing an illegal hair control device. B, the hair clip is illegal because it is hard, protrudes from the head, and may be easily dislodged. It should be removed when it is noticed, and there is no additional penalty. That's the most words. Sounds good. C, Team A's head coach should be assessed a technical foul for allowing the player to participate. Or D, the hair clip is the same color as the Team A's primary jersey color, so it is legal. Well, our correct answer here would be B, but our answer is a little fuzzy here. We have a player who is illegally equipped. What do we do when we have a player who is illegally equipped by rule? That player is directed to leave the game and must be replaced. Once they have become legally equipped, they are allowed to participate. Our answer here, B, which would be the correct answer for a test question, it should be removed when it is noticed, and then there is no additional penalty. Kind of implies that maybe that's not not the procedure we would use. Now, of course, how you manage your own game, a player has a rubber wristband, and we could say, hey, get rid of that, and not direct them to leave. But we need to understand what the rules are and how they read. So our correct answer here is B. Moving on to 131, to which team and where is the throw-in that follows a double technical foul that occurs while Team A has control of the ball? I would simply ask you what kind of technical foul this is. Double. What do we know, right? Gotta own that. Team A has control of the ball. No free throws in a double. Resume at the point of interruption. Team A has control of the ball. Point of interruption, throw into Team A, right? Team A at the point of interruption nearest the spot of the double technical foul? No. Team A at the point of interruption nearest to the spot where the ball was located. Our correct answer is C. Again, double, no free throws, point of interruption. Understanding point of interruption is critical as well. All righty, 132. A1 has the ball for a throw-in. The throw-in pass deflects off A2, and as A2 and B2 are attempting to retrieve the loose throw-in pass, A2 illegally pushes B2 from behind and is ruled for a common foul. Team B is in the bonus. A, B2 should be ruled for a foul. That's pretty extreme. B2 will shoot bonus free throws since Team A never possessed the ball in bounds. C, a team control foul has been committed. Team B is awarded a throw-in at a spot closest to where the foul occurred. Or D, there is no foul on the play. All right. Team control exists during a throw-in for the purpose of adjudicating penalties for fouls that occur by the throwing team during the throw-in. In this instance, team control exists on the throw-in pass. A2 pushing B2 is a team control foul by rule. Since they are in the bonus, has no impact because we don't shoot free throws for team control fouls. I'm working on it. So our correct answer is C. A team control foul has been committed. Team B is awarded a throw-in at the spot nearest to where the foul occurred. And with that, let's jump. I think there was a question there. Yes, obviously, how we're going to handle our games, the administration of some of these things is going to vary based on the level, but we need to understand the rules, right? Once we understand the rules, then we are free to, manage the game as we see fit, which of course is to always enforce the rules as written. I've never said anything otherwise. Okay. Mike's got something on question 97. Okay, I believe that referred to prior to the game. Each team is assessed one technical foul prior to a double technical foul has occurred and is considered to be approximately the same time. Yeah, I know that, and I thank you for that, Mike. I know that in some situations, like we got a pregame dunk here at 6 minutes and a pregame dunk by the opponent at 4 minutes. How are we going to begin? But this is a scorebook question, and even if one event occurs at 8 minutes and one at 4 minutes, they are considered to be approximately the same time. So Mike Goodwin coming in with the rescue on question 97. Go with that answer and not my previous answer. There's no guarantee that I have correct answers to these questions. I can tell you that much. All right, we're moving. Hey, we are in the home stretch. Am I right? We're going through 144. Oh, man, we are in the home stretch. Let's see. We're going to make it under 2 hours. I'm feeling good. 133, during pregame warm-ups, the game officials noticed that A30 has hard plastic beads in her hair. Her hair is wrapped tight with elastic hair ties, keeping the beads tight to the head. This sounds legal now under the new National Federation of High School rules. A, the beads are illegal. B, the beads are illegal. C, the beads are legal, but only if they match. I don't believe there are color restrictions. The beads are legal. D, the beads are legal because they are secured tightly to the head and as a hair control device are not subject to any color restrictions. Let's go with D as the correct answer to question 133. 134, Team A is awarded a designated spot throw-in along the end line. A1 extends his or her arms over the end line such that part of the forearms, hands, and ball are entirely on the inbound side of the boundary line. B2 slaps A1 on the wrist and dislodges the ball. It's got to be something. A, no foul. A boundary plane warning is given to Team B. B, personal foul on B2 since the ball was inside the boundary line. C, stop play immediately and ask A1 to step back so that this does not occur again. It's a warning. D, intentional foul. A1 is awarded 2 free throws, and Team A will make the ensuing throw-in. Okay, well, that's sort of loose language, but, right, so we have this unique situation that can occur during a throw-in. Player out of bounds extends the ball over the court. The player is contacted. Has something occurred here that we need to assess a penalty of some sort? Yes, the defender has contacted the thrower. That is an intentional personal foul by rule. Penalty for an intentional personal foul is, of course, two free throws to the offended player or their eligible substitute, potentially, and the ball to the team at the spot nearest the foul. In this instance, there is no violation of the boundary plane. The thrower has extended the ball through. Our defensive player has not reached through the boundary plane and contacted the thrower, but they have illegally contacted the thrower. So our correct answer is D. Intentional personal foul. A1 is awarded 2 free throws, and Team A will make the ensuing throw-in at the spot nearest the foul. That's what I would add to that. 1:35 at the end of halftime intermission, Team A has yet to inform the scorer of its starters for the second half. What is the result? We've got to penalize them in some fashion. A, team technical foul to Team A. B, administrative technical foul to Team A. C, no penalty. The 5 players who ended the first half shall start the second half. Or D, no penalty. The original 5 starters shall start the second half. Correct answer is C. There is no penalty in this instance. The 5 players who ended the first half shall start the second half. Easy peasy. No penalty in this instance. 136. B3 commits a common foul on A3. It is Team B's 7th foul, but the scorer fails to recognize it, and the ball is awarded to Team A. A quick basket is scored by Team A, and the scorer then sounds the horn to notify the officials of the error. The dreaded correctable error scenario. Oy. A, it is too late to correct the error. B, alternating. Before we look at those, let's see what our situation is. Correctable error scenario, right? Merited free throws should have been awarded. We failed to award merited free throws. We awarded a throw-in instead. First thing we need to do is determine, has the correctable error time frame ended? The ball became live when the throw-in was occurring. The ball became dead when the goal was scored. But we have to correct this before the ball becomes live again. When would the ball become live? After a scored goal, when it is at the disposal of the thrower and the official begins their count. Has that occurred on this play? A quick basket is scored by Team A, and the scorer then sounds the horn to notify the officials of the error. So the ball has not yet become live. The correctable time frame is still there. We can and shall correct this error. Now, what would be the correction in this instance? Has there been a change of possession? This is the first thing we need to determine. If, in this instance, our player had simply dribbled after the throw-in, then the table sounds, we would have had no change of possession. In this instance, a goal has been scored. What's our point of interruption? The ball to Team B for a throw-in. So, since there's been a change of possession, we are going to have lane spaces not filled. We are going to award A3 their merited bonus free throws, either 1 or 2, depending on the result of the first. And then we will go to the point of interruption, which would be a Team B non-designated spot throw-in along the end line. So our correct answer would be D. Award A3 bonus free throw with no players on free throw lane line and the basket counts or the goal is scored. Award Team B the ball for a non-designated spot throw-in on the end line and resume the game. All right. I'll tell you what I'll do course, correctable errors are something that can befuddle us at times. I have a complete playlist on correctable errors. I will put a link above, and let's get back to the questions. All right. Question number 137. While making a throw-in from the backcourt, A1 passes the ball directly to A3 in the front court. A3 muffs the ball, and it bounces directly into the backcourt, where A4 retrieves it. A, backcourt violation on Team A. B, legal play because there was no team control in the front court by Team A. Is that right? C, a traveling violation by Team A. D, an illegal dribble violation by Team A. Okay, those are creative. Is this a backcourt violation, right? This is a play. When it occurs in games, oftentimes a whistle will be blown. Is this a backcourt violation by rule? Now, we know that team control is awarded on a throw-in, right? And so a player with front court status and team control, right, touches the ball, it goes into the backcourt, same team grabs the ball. Is this a backcourt violation? The team control that's awarded during a throw-in is only for the administration of fouls. In order to have a backcourt violation, we must have team control established by player control on the court. So let's see, when did player control exist on the court? We've got a throw-in from the backcourt, throw ahead to the front court, A3 in the front court muffs the ball, indicating that they never controlled the ball, and it bounces directly into the backcourt where A4 picks it up. In the absence of, at that point where A4 retrieves it, at that point, that is where we have player control on the court and team control on the court. And understanding backcourt rules and restrictions is really critical, and that's why I've created a complete playlist on backcourt rules and restrictions in National Federation of High School Basketball Rules, and there's a link above. All right. Awesome. So our correct answer here is B, legal play because there was no team control in the front court by Team A. That's important to know. 138, Team B's coach is standing and giving instructions to his or her players out of bounds in front of the edge of the scorer's table and is 2 steps beyond the 28-foot mark toward the division line. Is this allowed? Well, this is a very significant offense. A, Team B's coach is not allowed to be outside the 14-foot coaching box. Issue an administrative warning for a first offense and direct technical for a second offense. B, Team B's coach is not allowed to be outside. Forget these 14-foot. Of course, everybody knows the coaching box is 28 feet. By state adoption and National Federation of High School Basketball Rules, I believe that some states may not, could be wrong, but in California we use the full 28-foot, which is from the 28-foot line all the way down to the end line. In this situation, our course is beyond that 28-foot. D would not be correct. C, so our correct answer must be C. Team B's coach is not allowed to be outside the 28-foot coaching box. Issue an administrative warning for a first offense and a direct technical foul for a second offense. And of course, we have available to us, options to manage situations. It could be obviously it can be a discreet, hey coach, can I get you in your box? And not be an official administrative warning. How you manage your game is up to you. But of course, by rule, in this instance, the coach is outside of the coaching box area, and administrative warning shall be issued, and resulting second violation, a technical foul should be issued as well. All right, 139. Which is true of a passed ball? A ball that is passed. A, goaltending can occur on a pass. No, it cannot. Goaltending requires for it to be a try, for it to be on its downward flight, and for it to have a chance to go in, with the exception of that free throw goaltending that I screwed up in our last episode. B, basket interference can occur on a pass. No, wait, can it? It doesn't have to be a try. No. Yes, it can. A passed ball, a basket interference violation either by the offense or the defense can be ruled. Basket interference can occur on a throw-in. That is a true statement. C, goaltending can occur on a throw-in. No, because we can't have a try on a throw-in. Neither A nor B. Okay, which is true? What's neither A or B? Wouldn't that imply that it has to neither A? Our correct answer is B. Basket interference can occur on a pass, and basket interference can occur on a throw-in. That is a true statement. All right, 140. We are down to our final 5 questions for the episode. The difference between the penalty administration for an intentional personal foul and a direct technical foul includes which of the following? A, player who must shoot the free throws. B, the spot where the ball will be thrown in after the free throws. C, whether the foul counts toward the team's bonus. Or D, both A and B. Good. I like it. So the difference between the penalty administration for intentional personal and direct technical, right? Intentional personal, offended player or their eligible substitute would shoot. Technical foul, any player or eligible substitute would shoot. Intentional personal, ball to the team after the free throws at the spot nearest the foul. Technical foul, ball to the team, the offended team at the division line opposite the table. So those are the differences. Player who would shoot, player and the resulting throw-in spot. So our correct answer would be D, both A and B. Yes, that is our correct answer. 141. Which of the following is true when the ball is loose after B3 deflects a pass from A1 to A2? Which of the following is true? A, team A has team control. B, there is no team control. C, A1 has player control. Or D, A2 has player control. There is a pass that is in the air. A team remains in control while a ball is being passed between teammates. The deflection by the defense does not affect that. So in this instance, the correct answer is A. There is team control when a ball is being passed between teammates. The contact by the defense does not change the fact that there is team control. Team control does not end until there is a release of a try, until the opponent has secured the basketball and is in possession, has established player control, or the ball becomes dead. Moving on, question 142. When the ball touches which part of the backboard does it cause the ball to be out of bounds? Which part of the backboard is out of bounds? There are 6 sides to a rectangular basketball. Which of the 6 sides? And the answer is obviously not the top, not the sides, not the bottom, but in fact, the back of the backboard is out of bounds by rule. The correct answer here would be C. Moving on, 143. Our penultimate question of the day. A25 is ruled for a player control foul. How should the fouling player's number be reported to the table, to the scorer? A, use two-handed signals that display a 2 with the right hand and a 5 with the left hand. Use two-handed signal that displays a 2 with the left hand and a 5 with the right hand. Use a one-handed signal showing a 2 followed by a 5. And either A or C would be correct. Okay, that's a little curveball to this question. But the directive with the mechanics manual is that we shall use two-handed reporting. It is not an option to use one-handed reporting. What we like to always count. So our correct answer here is A. That is our correct answer. at the end of the day, why are we using any signals at all? Why are we using signals and facing the table? We're communicating information to the table. Accurate communication of that information to the table is by far the most important thing here. That's all we're going to say about that. But the directive is to use two-handed, and we do not have the option to use one-handed. And understanding that as we go forth and administer our games is important. All right. And with that, what do you know? We're at the final question. I do not appreciate that. Team A is wearing red uniforms. The officials notice that A12 has a red hair control device, A22 has a white hair control device, and A32 has a yellow hair control device. Oh no! Only A12's hair control device is legal because it matches the predominant color of the jersey. And some other options here as well, which have a lot of words that I could read. But of course, we all know hair control devices have no color restrictions. They are not part of the package. What is part of the package? There are many things that are part of the package. Understanding the package of player equipment, headbands, wristbands, arm sleeves, all that stuff is really important. That's why I have this video right here that can help you understand those. But to answer this question, there is no color restriction. So let's find, D. All of the hair control devices are legal because there are no color restrictions on hair control devices. And understanding that is key. And I have made it through 144, almost the 72 questions, just like yesterday, in almost the exact same amount of time. That's amazing. Gosh. But I think there was a stretch or two in this episode today where, rules expert? Really? We did not dominate. Darwin, let me put this down. Get that out the way. Jump into your associated meeting. That's East Coast. That's going to be tough. Reach out to me with an email or put, or contact me at hello@abetterofficial.com. Usually what I'd say is, use some of the video content. My availability in the evenings is obviously limited. Do that. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to do this. I am going to let you all go. That's awesome. Jim says, you were commenting on my question about 115. My assigner called me. I told him I was listening to a better official, and he thought I was Hey, I don't have time for you. I'm listening to a better official than you. That's good. I am not a coffee snob. Actually, funny story. Yesterday, when I filmed the episode, we were down to 0 coffee in the household. 0 coffee. This is code red, and the final pot of coffee for the day was what I was milking during the episode. So we got some coffee yesterday. It's not our usual. Usually we go Pete's out of familiarity and long-term use. But I'm not a coffee snob. No, I will drink all the coffees. All the coffees, yes. Chris, good to see. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. 5 Play Friday, Chris. Hey, it's preseason for everybody, Scott. Preseason for everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. And with that, I'm going to wrap it, because we like wrapping it. We like going to the outro where we can see my elite tech team. Once again, thank you to my elite tech team for helping me with the broadcast today. Gus and Oliver keeping us on time, well lit, volume levels correct, colorful, right? They are available for birthdays and bar mitzvahs. And with that, I will say, see you tomorrow for the final slog through the questions. Take care.